Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of TheFadShow. So on tonight's episode, I'm going to move forward and continue working on my Saab 9.3 Aero Wagon. I know it's been a few months since I worked on this car. If you remember back, I made a video about how my slave cylinder had gone out. I was planning to do a video on replacing the slave cylinder, but I kind of decided against it just because I had already done a video replacing the clutch or replace the slave cylinder the first time. So I just decided to go ahead and do it without filming just because I could move a lot quicker. And second time, let's say, is a lot easier. I mean, I probably got the transmission out in like 3 hours, which I thought was really good. And then got the slave cylinder replaced, and it took a little bit of time to get the transmission to mate up. But once that was in, it went pretty smooth going back together too. I did do a little testing to confirm that it was actually the slave cylinder. To do that, I pretty much just like jack the transmission up and turn it around so I could hook up the slave cylinder line. And I just tried bleeding it, and it just drained right out, even without pressing the clutch, just from gravity of whatever steel in the slave cylinder had given out. So I mean, it felt good to confirm that's what it was before I put everything back together. So kind of unfortunate to have to do that twice in 6 months, but hopefully this one will last longer. I ended up buying the OEM supplier for these cars. The OEM Saab slave cylinder was like $225 or something like that. So I did some research to find out who actually made the OEM slave cylinder, which was FTE. So I bought an FTE slave cylinder off to FCP Euro for like, I think it was like $120 or $130. So it's driving. I just need to take it and get it realigned. It's kind of weird. I'm not really sure how removing the subframe and put it back in changes the alignment, but it's off slightly. I mean, I guess maybe if it's just like a millimeter off, that probably equates to a pretty big change in steering wheel angle. I don't know. That's how I'm justifying it to myself. Anyways, tonight I'm gonna continue working on the car. I have a new bumper harness that I'm gonna try and install so I can get the fog lights working on this car, and then finally replace that rear. Finally replaced the rear taillight that's been broken ever since I had the car. So with that, let's get to it. So the mystery of this car continues. I knew that I needed a new bumper harness, which I have here, but which I didn't realize is the fact that it looks like the connector to the body was just cut off. So I don't have that connector. So that's gonna be fun trying to figure out where these wires go. Also, the body harness or the bumper harness I have was for a car with headlight washers. My car doesn't have headlight washers, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. And then my headlights are just completely destroyed, but I have new ones, but the lenses are trash on these, so I think I'm gonna swap the lenses out for the ones on mine. Hopefully we can make this all work. It's gonna be a lot of trial and error, I think, the wiring. So after a lot of troubleshooting, I was able to figure out where all these wires go and how they made up to the harness, because the colors don't actually match up. There's pretty much zero information online, at least for my model year, because it seems like they change pretty much every few years where all the wire colors go to, but I was able to get the fog light. I was able to get everything working, fog lights, temperature sensor, all that stuff. So I was kind of torn whether I was gonna half-ass it and just kind of splice these together using some like quick connectors, which would work, but I actually found one of these kind of slide lock connectors on eBay. So I think I'll go ahead and order that and try and do it the right way. I mean, I could fix it tonight using this stuff, but I think in the long run that will be better and more weatherproof, so I'll go for that. Unfortunately, I'll have to wait for parts to come in, but we'll be done right. So these taillights are an absolute pain in the ass to remove. This top bolt up here, it's just like terrible to get to, but finally got the old broken one out, which actually I guess this is the, I guess that's a good one. Yeah, here's the broken one, the old one. This is the new one. We'll get this in. Hopefully it works. Yeah. So that's a wrap on tonight's episode. Maybe didn't get as much done as I really wanted to. I was hoping to have this bumper all squared away, pretty much the car all squared away. But I guess I'll wait till, or I'm gonna have to wait till next time when I get that connector in, and that should be easy to get that all tightened up. It was a little challenging trying to figure out where all those wires went, but eventually I got there. So I'll be able to get that back together. I went ahead and restored the headlights. They look a lot better. Those were like the softest headlights I've ever done a restoration on. It was amazing how easy it was to get like plastic material up while sanding. I got the tail light finally changed out, and that's working. So I made small improvements or whatever. I guess I'll just have to wait till I get that connector in to get the bumper back on, and then I'll get the car lined, and then I don't really want to say that everything is working, but pretty much everything will be working. So that's a wrap on this episode. I hope you guys liked it, and if you really liked it, please help me out by liking and subscribing, and stay tuned for next time.